Exclusions from School, a brief guide for parents, carers and young people. This booklet does not apply to any post-16 educational providers. Children should only be excluded if they have seriously broken the school's behaviour or discipline policy. You can ask your school for a copy or look on the school's website. Or it would seriously harm their educational welfare or that of others if they were to remain at school. Children can be excluded for their behaviour outside of school. Children should not be excluded for having a disability or special educational need that the school feel they are unable to meet, not doing well with schoolwork, their gender, race, religion, or becoming pregnant, or their parents' behaviour. A fixed term exclusion cannot be lengthened or converted into a permanent exclusion. You should not be asked to keep a child at home because school cannot meet their special educational needs or disabilities, or there is an Ofsted inspection or exams. If a child has special educational needs, schools should be checking that they are having the right support to avoid exclusion. If they have an education, health and care plan, an interim review should be held if they are at risk of being excluded. Depending on what has happened, the head teacher can exclude a child for either a fixed term or permanently. For the first 5 days, they must not be in a public place during the school day. Fixed term exclusion. This means that there is an exclusion for a certain number of days. The most a child or young person can be fixed term excluded in one school year is 45 days in total. If it happens again, they may be permanently excluded. For the first 5 days, work should be set and marked by the school. From day 6 onwards, the school has a duty to provide a suitable full-time education. Permanent exclusion. This is a more serious step for a head teacher or principal to take. A child should only be permanently excluded for a one-off offence in a very serious circumstance, or after a number of fixed-term exclusions when the school feels it has tried everything it can to keep their child in school. For the first 5 days after the exclusion, schools should send suitable work home. From day 6 onwards, it is the local authority's responsibility to provide suitable full-time education. You have the right to be consulted and to say which school you would prefer them to attend. Exclusions. Parents and young people should be involved at all stages of the process in the school and governors' meetings. Immediate contact from the school, such as a letter with reasons for exclusions and the parents' rights, will be explained in these following tables. So, this will be fixed term exclusions. So a fixed term exclusion could be lunchtime, which counts as half a day, or 1 to 5 days. In both these circumstances, the governing body may agree to a meeting if requested by the parent or young person, or you may write to the chair of governors or trustees. For fixed term exclusions of 5.5 plus days or 15 plus days in one single term, a meeting of the governing body to review the head teacher's decision will be held. And then, if it's a 5.5 plus days fixed term exclusion, that will be within 50 school days if the parents request it. However, if it was a 15 plus days in one single term, that meeting will be held within 15 school days of the parents being told. When the exclusion is permanent, a meeting of the governing body will be held within 15 school days. Then, parents can either appeal to the Special Educational and Disabilities Tribunal if they believe there is disability discrimination, or appeal to the Independent Review Panel if they request it. An SEN expert may attend if requested when appealing. And after both of those outcomes, the local authority must arrange suitable full-time education for the child from the 6th day. Other points to note are that, exceptionally, a chair of governors or the trustees can reinstate if a public exam would be missed, such as GCSEs, and support should be in place when your child returns to school after a fixed term exclusion. What happens if I do not agree? You can put your case forward to the governing body of the school. For an exclusion of less than 5.5 days, they do not have to meet with you but must consider your views. Independent review panels. If the governors agree with the permanent exclusion, then you may ask for an independent review panel. The independent review panel may direct the governors to look at their decision again. You can ask for an SEN expert to be at the independent review panel if you believe a child has SEN. They can give neutral advice at the planning meeting.